Move that bus.
Move that bus.
I
recording.
recording.
Hello.
And so I says to the guy.
So, where last we left our heroes, you had all arrived back at the winery. Spoke to the man in charge, and you now have a tentative alliance, thanks to some fast talking from the Herald, and are now headed off to help deliver this final shipment of wine. They have no more after this.
I can't stop drinking wine.
So first you are going to Vallaki, and then Kresk. Now you do also have some other business. You do have several lines of business. And I believe we had just arrived in Vallaki. And I had said for someone to write down what everyone was going to do. It's up to you all to remember. Does anyone remember?
I gotta go find a fucking dragonborn lady and recruit her to our cause.
That is in
So that
Kresk. You are in Vallaki.
I don't have fucking jack diddly. I'm going with
I gotta
Freya.
go talk to the sheriff.
I'm going.
Harold's looking for a wedding
Harold
dress.
was off too late for the dress.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I
I
was.
think Harold and Walker are on a holy mission for wedding dress. Is that right?
Walker, you
Damn.
were going to talk to the sheriff.
I'm
You
pretty
didn't
sure I
come
was
through.
following Freya to
Yeah,
go
no, that's fine. That's
investigate Strahd sympathizer lady.
Yes. And then I was also going to go talk to the sheriff.
I can't remember if I was on Team Wedding Dress or if that's just the only mission I remember existing.
You, if I recall, were helping your wizard friend try and find his book.
Right, because he's getting worse.
He's getting agitated.
And Walker was thinking about using some like location-y item location-y type magic.
That's
and
right. I was gonna
remember
do the. Yeah, I don't think I'd run that yet. Oh no, I did, and it gave us 3 locations, I believe, within town.
You know it was south of you. So
No, I think we pinged 3 different houses.
Those
Which
you
I
did
thought
not.
we had marked.
You did not
circles at the
ping
bottom
3
of the,
specific houses.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 3 directions.
You didn't. Yeah, you have to. You were essentially Walker going to walk the southern path to see where it been.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm doing, and then presumably going to go talk to the sheriff after that.
Okay. So, who would like to go first? Okay, Walker. You and I guess Grog are on a mission together here. Did you bring the wizard with you or leave him at the mud hut?
I'm gonna bring him because if he's steadily getting more agitated, at the very least, Gullet needs a break.
Okay. So as you all are walking along the path, how long does this stay up for, Walker?
Let me double check. I believe it's 10 minutes.
You're gonna have to recast it at least once.
No, that's fine. I think the first time I was sprinting on Alan.
Yes.
And then the second time is what we're using to
Pretty
narrow it.
significant amount of old soda.
Okay, you're gonna probably have to cast it one more time.
Okay.
Can you cast it one more time?
Let me just make sure I mark that down. Okie doke. That is all 3 of my 3rd level spells.
Okay.
Mark.
So as you are following along, you do eventually start getting pulled, Walker. You're just in a direction. And when you arrive at the direction of this object, you are standing before the gates of the Burgermeister's home.
Oh, this is gonna be great. He fucking loves us.
I'm sorry. I have to share this real fast. I just saw an ad for a video game called Raw Dog Flight Simulator. It's a VR game where you just stare at the back of a fucking airplane seat.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I was gonna look up at the fucking house and then look up at Walker and be like, really?
Walker's gonna, you know what? Walker's gonna go ahead and pop another sending spell, and she's gonna send it to their sheriff friend.
Mm-hmm.
So 25 words. It says, "Hey, in town, currently standing outside your boss's house. He appears to have a stolen item. You probably want to be here.
3 more.
Cheers. Signed, Walker."
Weirdest hey you up text ever.
You get. God damn.
God.
Where are you? I don't see you around. Are you in my head?
Fucking guy doesn't know how this guy doesn't
That's,
know how the spell works. I love it. This guy,
That's a heavy accusation you're lying out there. You better have some strong proof for. But he cuts off.
Walker's gonna.
When
Like,
is the last time there was a
um,
cleric here that could cast something like this?
The Barovian
Walker's
education
gonna.
is in shambles.
it's in shambles.
Walker's gonna deadpan it into camera, and then be like to the crowd, be like, "He's either gonna be here in 10 minutes, or I'm gonna have to call his ass again. I'm really hoping his preservation instinct kicks in and he is here faster than we get bored and go inside. Don't go inside yet."
Ascending is an evocation spell. I feel like evocation is the school of magic they put everything into if they don't know what it should be.
So is healing. All the healing spells are evocation.
Shouldn't it be divination?
Yep.
You would think. That's what I thought.
All right.
Healing used to be necromancy, so they've changed things.
Resurrection is still necromancy.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
that
okay,
makes
that
sense.
makes sense.
The reason why healing spells are evocation is you are technically pulling energy. Evocation is technically you are evoking energy from one of the pure planes. So when you cast a fire spell, you're pulling energy from the plane of fire.
Mhm.
There is a plane of positive energy and a plane of negative energy, both of which you die. Both of which you die instantly if you were to set foot in them. But you can pull from them to do necrotic damage and radiant damage. But anyway.
Fun fact, you step into the plane of positive energy, you immediately pop like a balloon.
Yeah, you overheal.
That's not true. We just constantly recite the mantra: live, laugh, love, live, laugh, love, live, laugh, love, until we die of suffocation. That's actually how you die.
Yeah, so a few minutes go past, and then the sheriff, along with a couple of his guard, do show up.
Grog waves.
Oh God, what? Where? How did you?
Would you like the long version or the short version?
Give me the short version. I didn't know you were back in town.
Surprise. We saved maybe some people. We dealt with some. It was a whole thing. That's an over the drink conversation. Here's the one you need for right now. This young, elderly, this gentleman is as far as we can tell, a functioning wizard. He is entirely broken mentally. He is currently being called, more or less summoned by his own magical text, which we believe will restore him and his power, which might be useful given current circumstances. The book, which I was able to track, magically speaking, I can tell you how if you're really interested in the details, is in this house. Now, it's possible that it's been hidden here and your boss doesn't know that it's here, or not. But either which way, it's not his. It's a magical
all right,
text.
all right. How did you lose the book? What? How did I said? How did you lose your book? Was it stolen? I dropped it when I was falling from the sky. Falling from the. And he just kind of looks at you, Walker.
Walker pinches the bridge of her nose and says, I have a running theory, but I don't have enough evidence to 100% support it yet. It's up to you if you want to hear about it.
But either way, he says he dropped it.
Yes, it did.
You said it was stolen.
Why?
I believe.
Grog looks up at Walker. Wait, why? He's got a
You
point.
know what? You know what? Fair. If you don't know what it is and you don't know that it very specifically belongs to one person, is very important to one person. If you don't have that background, maybe you don't know what it is. In which case, it is still a piece of property that needs to be returned to its rightful owner so he can have his entire brain and potentially be useful in the days to come. I didn't want to talk to you, boss, without you, though, because we know how that's gone.
Yeah, no, you're. Unfortunately, the Burgermeister ain't home at the moment.
I went on the wrong mission.
Is his son at home?
Nice old.
That's terrible.
I mean, probably. But
I could be wrong, but I'm assuming
his wife is home. You can talk to her.
Excellent.
Did you not realize last time you were that we were all there? Your son wasn't there. You know that. People think I'm creepy because of the hand. That motherfucker hadn't come out of that attic. No. Almost a year now.
Yeah, no, I was under the impression he was incredibly sick, and if, as an aside, I can figure out what's wrong with him and maybe deal with that, that would certainly tickle my doctor bone. But
No,
not
the
the
kids were calling today.
make an insight check. Walker. 17. There's a bit of a negative reaction when you say you can help him from Isaac.
She just raises her eyebrows at him a little bit, but doesn't push him because
He goes, look, everything's been nicer since he shut the fuck up and went away.
Do you want to tell me what that means now, or do you want me to ask you?
He looks around, and it's not a secret. And look, of the noble families, I'll take the 2 drunk boys over him. Because the difference is he's got privilege and smarts, and he knows it. Whereas the Watcher boys, they're just rich and dumb. Everybody's glad this guy's gone. He was rude and an asshole and superior to everybody.
How old is he?
Mid-20s, I suppose.
We're all fucking assholes in our mid-20s. Are you kidding me?
I speak for your fucking self.
I'm an asshole in my
That's true. He's an asshole now.
I mean, I'm an asshole now, but I don't treat those around me like they're lesser.
You know what? That's fair. And it's listen. I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything.
Technically, not in
I
every
am
setting. He's
saying-
stupid in the rest of the settings.
I don't know what's
But-
going on with him. I don't know what's going on with anything, but right now, I'm just saying my priority is this man right here who is under our care and is actively getting.
I mean, we can talk to her, see if she recognizes anything. But if she don't, I can see if she'll let me have a look around. If she can have a look around, but we gotta play nice.
That's why we called you.
All right, come on. All right, lads, with me. And then the two guards that came with him sort of flank you all as you all head in. And we are going to jump through to Karth and Tyr and Freya, I believe, are all together.
Wait, are we looking for your monkey guy? I thought we were investigating a. Ah,
No promises on not saying anything stupid, but I will follow you.
You eventually find him playing dice in an alley.
this fucking grass town has alleys?
Well,
Yeah.
an alley is not like
You
contingent on
you
street.
have to have spaces between the houses.
Yeah.
Like this coming from. Actually, I don't know what the architecture is like up in
I
Scotland.
do not recall the name I gave him prior.
Rebo.
Doodleborb.
I'm trying to look and see.
Jim Bob.
Glup shitto.
Here, while you're looking for that, I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick.
We got hella alleys around where I live, because shockingly, you need spaces between the buildings.
I mean, I feel like Rob can back me up on this. You don't always need spaces between buildings.
I can 100% back you up on it.
Yeah, but is
because
this like this isn't a mega city? You're gonna need gaps between buildings, man.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but I mean, like, we have row homes here. Like, there's just a block of buildings on, like, that are just attached to each other. No.
All right. Well, I mean, looking at the map, there are spaces between these buildings. Someone has found one to sit in.
I just don't think I'd call that an alley, though. That's like,
But why make a mountain out of a molehill?
well, because there's nothing else to do right now because T's not here.
Oh, good point. What's this guy's
I mean,
name?
that's valid.
Yeah, it's Glup Shitto, I'm telling
His
you.
name is now Doodleborb.
Like a normal name? Like not a fantasy name?
Oh, like an epithet, you mean?
Ooh, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Bye.
It's Warhammer Toy Day. I have to go get my Warhammer toys, and they don't, so they don't get stolen.
Okay, I'm back. Hello. Don't worry about it. We'll just move on.
He's got a new name. His name is now Doodleboard.
We can't.
We'll call him Bob. Did he? Call him Skinny Pete.
He may be named Bob, but does he have a Bob?
Sure. That is true. That is true. He does crimes. Maybe he didn't give you his real name. You don't know. But he notices you coming, and he kind of shoos away the people he was playing dice with. Well, howdy there. I suppose we're all you'd be looking for some information, eh? All right. Well, I do believe we discussed some and he kind of holds his hand out. Say, depending on the information, 5 gold to start.
I'm back.
I've been spying on her and, keeping an eye on things and, well, don't really see ton of evidence to back up the claim that people are making about her and Strahd and her being in with Strahd. Nope, neither. However, she has like a reading group or a book club or whatever the hell you want to call it. And, well, I ain't never seen no book club all wear, robes and chant around a circle before. In her house. Yeah, they got the curtains drawn and everything, but her boys are usually out drunk. Checked them out, and I could tell you more about him if I. Oh man, I can't quite remember. Holds his hand out again. Well, boys are clean for the most part. They just like to drink and ain't seen her husband in quite a minute. Not sure. Ain't seen him for a while. Say he's stricken or something, some such. I haven't seen the daughter in a minute neither. Yeah, their sister and their dad, their father. Overheard them, got them talking quite a bit. and they think her sister's got whatever their daddy's got, and so she's all laid up. But the boys don't really seem to, don't really seem to like their mother very much. I expect. She still treats them from. Now this is free, because this is information most people know. She still treats them like they were 12. So they tend to stay away from anything she's doing. However, they definitely take after their daddy. He was an all right guy, from what I recall. They just like to drink maybe a bit too much, and they like to cause a little bit of trouble. But I think that's more from boredom than actual malice. She's mean as anything, though. Always has been. She married up. I mean, now she's pretty much the two big families here, right? Are let's see, are the Valikoviches. Say that 10 times fast. Which is the Burgermaster and the Watchers. But there are other smaller houses that are weller off. She's from one of them. Used to be the noble families would interact with those from Barovia Township, but they're all dead, from what I hear. And the Crest, but they haven't spoken to anybody outside in years and years and years. Before I was born. Oh, she has them every few days. Bet she's got another one planned for tonight, tomorrow night. Did see one more thing, but that one's gonna cost you. Oh, I think so. Three more? Okay. He goes, she's got some kind of creature living under her robes. I seen it come out of nowhere. I don't know. Got a tail like a scorpion, wings, horns.
That sounds like a chimera.
I would like to
Little-
Witcher check.
Little, got arms and legs, kind of like a monkey.
Okay, actually, I take it back. I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Do I know what it is with a
I don't know.
23 Witcher knowledge?
23 Witcher knowledge? There's a lot of things it could be, because he's also not giving you a great description. It's very generic. A lot of things have scorpion-like tails and wings, and a lot of things have hands. Like, it's not...
Well,
his
hold on,
description is
guy.
not specific enough.
Is this a thing that walks on 4 legs or 2 legs?
Two, I expect. Like I said, it looks kind of like a little monkey.
Did
Yep.
you say it has wings?
Yep. I guess so. It's there 1 second and gone the next. The only thing I can think of is it's hiding somewhere in her robes. It's a
I
little
swear to
big for
God,
that, though, so I don't know.
a euphemism for something.
Maybe it could turn indivisible. Right, well, an insight. Okay. He's a little disappointed with the pay, but he seems honest. Like that last where you gave him only the 3 gold. He gave it to you, but he wasn't happy about it. But you get the sense that this is a lucrative relationship for him. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. All right then. Uh, Tell you what, I might have lied to you a little bit last time we spoke. But in the interest of business, as this, I believe, is a very fruitful relationship here, my real name is Ernest Larnack. I'm going to pop it in the chat. Anything else you need, or you're going to keep still watching over there? Want me to let you know when it's going on? It'll cost you. All right, then. Come find you. Where you gonna be? I believe it's the Blue Water. Yeah, it is. I tell you what, you staying at the Blue Water, I'll leave Erwin a message for you. I'll uh I'll say I'll say uh the shindig is on. Yeah, or uh uh chickens come home to roost. Oh. Oh, I don't know. What do you want me to tell him? All right, I can do that. This will be what? 5 gold. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful day now, unless you got any more questions. Looks to between Tyr and Karth.
I mean, no questions from me. I really don't know what this like monster is.
There's the problem is not your role.
No, it's
The-
his. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the problem is his description is it could be anything from, like you guys were saying, there's a couple of demons that fit the description, devils that fit the description, there are monsters that fit the description, aberrations. There's a lot of weirdly a lot of monkeys with wings. Like I don't
Okay, but how many monkeys with wings that have spiked tails?
Yeah, right. That's my thinking.
tell you what, one more person roll. And we'll see if putting
Harley.
your heads together. Harley? Actually, yeah, Harley, it'll be you.
23. Arcana.
You'd have to talk to Grog
Okay.
to confirm, but that could be an imp.
Okay.
Which are devils, very explicitly. Yeah, all right. Y'all have a good one, you hear? And he slinks back into the shadows. All right. And now we're going to who's left? Gaz and we did hear it's just Gaz.
Hmm.
Harold's alone.
Just
Harold, you are off to find a wedding dress.
Am I wrong in thinking we had intel as to where where a good initial checking in point would be? Do we
I
know if
believe
there's, like,
you
a
spoke
tailor,
about
or-
going to. There is a clothing shop here in town.
Hmm.
You also talked about going to the church and speaking to someone there to see if anyone's
Hmm.
if they have one on hand. Everyone, I believe
I'll
that
check the
was the
clothing
thought.
store first, I think, because that would be a good deal less suspicious, I reckon.
Yeah, all right, you go. And they have some nicer dresses they show you around that could be used as wedding dresses, but they're not like a wedding dress. They're not fancy wedding dresses. These are definitely for poor people.
Well, thank you for showing me what you have.
And they're like, well, maybe your wife should come, or future wife should come on by and have a look around at them.
Well, perhaps yes, I might bring it with me next time.
Well, of course.
If of course we were to shop around, as it were, is there anywhere else I might visit to see dresses of a different style, a different cloth?
We're all that's here really that's making the dresses and nothing.
I see. Oh well, in that case, the chances are certainly much higher that I will return.
Well, all right.
I
Then.
I
Can't
should
wait
bring
to
my-
see
my-
you and the missus.
Absolutely, I should bring my lady wife to be, and we should be very delighted to return. Thank you for now. Good day.
God, I didn't know that.
That was kind of the gayest sentence the Herald
I
has
was
ever.
gonna say I didn't know Harold was gay. I didn't know Harold was gay until that very moment, but here we are. Yes, me and my
Harold,
lady wife, we will come.
Harold, as he's
Me
leaving,
and the woman I'm married to will come back.
Her big old titties. Me and her, the lady wife. We will.
totally
I must-
heterosexual relationship. It's
I must
great.
ensure that the dress fits my wife's heaving, very real bosom. I do not like men. I do not.
And I want to make sure you all know when I look at Honka
Uncle Gongus.
Oh,
Thank you,
puts
guys.
the
This is the best
moves on
decision
her.
you've ever made.
You're very welcome.
You were all told to find a wedding dress, but like these are dresses that were nice enough that a poor person might be able to use it as a double for a wedding dress.
No.
These are not capital W wedding dresses.
Well, as he's yeah, exactly. As he's leaving through the door, Harold looks directly into the fisheye lens at the door and says, "Well, this is the stupidest bloody mission they could have sent me on. Oh, Harold, go and find a wedding dress. I don't even have the preconception of being conventionally attractive. I'm surprised they believed me."
Yeah, real talk. If y'all wanted a good wedding dress, you should have sent Karth. He's been married a couple times.
Based on Tyr's reactions to Harold in the past, I think Tyr thinks Harold is incredibly attractive.
Gays in our D&D game.
There's so many gays in our D&D game.
It's the only inter-party interaction we've ever had in that regard is fucking earlier Tyr being like, yeah, out of everyone here, I'd kiss the Herald, which is like either great work, Herald, or like oof for all of us, because the Herald like is a corpse.
Correct.
Quite literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, before
You
he
could
breaks
say
eye
he's
contact with the
drop
camera, he
dead
says, "Let's
for
go
you."
to the church then and see what happens there."
It's all right. Karth doesn't take that kind of stuff seriously because it's really hard to kiss a lizard. They don't really have lips.
Mm.
So Harold, you head over to the chapel. And they go, "Oh, Harold, it's good to see you. How you doing?" The preacher walks up to you. I'm glad y'all back in town for long, or
Momentarily, and then we'll be on our way. We were just dropping off the wine shipment that had gone missing.
all right. I think everybody will be happy about that.
Well, I'm sure they will. I have a favor to ask of you.
All right. What can I do for you?
Well, the favor is predicated on you not asking too many questions.
All right.
It's nothing scary. I am in need of a wedding dress.
Oh,
I've spoken to the tailor in town, but they don't have anything. They have things that you could wear to a wedding, but they don't have anything.
you're looking
Say, "That's a
for
wedding
the
dress."
white, the veil, all that.
Exactly, the whole 9 yards of white lace.
Yeah,
whatever.
the only people who have something like that would be the Watchers, the Burgermaster and his family. Some of the upper class have their own they pass down from generation to generation. That kind of fancy. We don't. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. They don't know if anybody here in all of Barovia knows how to make lace.
Well, that's all right. I don't either. Well, sounds like I've got a little bit more searching to do, but you've certainly given me something to think about. For that, I thank you.
What? May I ask, who was your betrothed?
No, you may not. And then he continues to walk.
Ask no questions, bitch.
Harold
He did
wanders
say,
up. Where are you going, Harold?
Harold is going to do I want to go directly to the Burgermeisters before consulting with everyone else? I feel like I should probably check in on with my progress first before I'd decide to
I
walk
do
off to
think
that.
you all had a
Okay,
set
you know I
check-in.
will.
If I recall, I believe you all had a set check-in, but I might also be thinking about the other game.
No, wait, hold on.
We did, yeah.
Yes.
Nope, not here. All right. So Harold, where are you going? You just going back to the inn and waiting for everybody?
Yeah, I'll head back to the inn and explain the situation to whoever's there, and then wait for everyone else to come back.
Roll me a D100. And before you roll it, Kate, high or low?
Hi. I want to see the Herald get jumped by more vampires.
That's a 51.
That
Perfectly
is just
balanced, as all
beside
things should be.
high. Yes, it is. No, you happen, because you have to walk down the main thoroughfare, to walk past, because it took, we'll say, because of timeline shenanigans, it took because Walker was initially didn't go straight to the Burgermeisters, had to walk the whole town trying to find it, that we will say that you happen to run into them before they enter the abode. So you see them, you see Walker and Grog about to enter.
Oh, hey, Harold.
Hello. How's your mission going? Mine's terrible.
Oh, wow. I mean, I've been following Walker around and stopping my guy from, harassing random people on the street. Ain't that right?
Who?
Yeah.
Who's Harry? Who's Harry Singh? I don't know this person.
Don't worry about it. Why was your thing so bad? I thought you were just dress shopping. Did you not find anything that would fit over the armor?
Not very funny, yes. It's very good. Well, no, I checked in with the tailors. They've not really got, a quote-unquote wedding dress. So I went to the church. I don't know why, it just came to me. Looks directly into the camera, looks back again. And they didn't have anything either, though they did suggest that there may be a few dresses that are, hereditary, passed down in the richer families. So, potentially the Burgermeister. We're not really in the position to ask favors of him, so...
Yeah. Walker,
I mean, luckily he's
a
not here.
wedding
He's
dress
away
as
from
like
home.
a fancy dress that is white, right?
Pretty much. I mean, technically,
Can we just get like a vaguely nice dress and some lye and just let it sit until it's white enough?
I mean, I think the lie would probably destroy the fabric, and fundamentally, we should probably play this one as straight as possible. But like, let's fall back.
Oh my god, everything on the surface is made of garbage.
I know. Well, anyway, it's not really my style to perform daring heists, so
The sheriff just looks dead at you, Harold, and goes, "Ah, Harold."
hi. What are you suggesting as an alternative?
We were just gonna walk in and ask nicely.
Yeah, y'all need to learn to just talk to people.
That's what we're doing. I literally told you for that. That's literally why we called you, Isaac. Look at us turning over a new leaf. Aren't you proud of it?
Sure. Also, Kate, on another note, you sound like you're swimming through water. You are a distance. So it's a little hard to hear you. All right, so the three of you head in. You wait for a moment, and then the Burgermeister's wife does eventually come down. Let's see. Her name is Lydia. And she enters and goes, "Well, now, it is lovely to see you all again. How are you doing?"
Very,
Well, you're not here.
very well, ma'am. Very well, ma'am.
I know that there was some crossed wires last time y'all came in, but you made the event so lovely with your magics and the sun and all that that it was beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes, dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Pay lovely praise. I wondered if we might have a moment to speak with you on a couple of matters.
Well, all right. Would you like some tea? I can have us all some tea if you'd like.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I certainly would not turn that down.
What'd you say, Grog?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. They have tea brought out for all three of you. The sheriff has stepped outside.
Is our wizard is still with us though, right? So it's 4.
Oh yeah, no, the 4 of you then.
Here was Walker's gonna wait until they all sit down, and there's just a quiet moment, and she's gonna go. First off, madam, I was actually wondering if you might be able to aid us. We are on somewhat of a quest to help our friend here, and kind of inclines her head towards the wizard.
Are you sure I could be of assistance? If you would like, my husband is out hunting recently, but when he returns, I don't know how much I'd be able to help you.
Walker looks dead into camera just for a second, and then looks back to her and goes, "Madam, I absolutely would like to speak to you."
What were you looking at, dear?
There
What's
was a
over
bug
there?
over
Is there-
here. There was just
Don't worry, they
small
keep
bug
doing
over
that. It's don't.
We're doing the Malcolm in the Middle bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck?
Who's Malcolm? Is Malcolm your friend here?
Grog is just like
no, ma'am.
biting across his throat, like don't.
It's a meditative holy thing. Don't worry about it. Palo be praised. Anyway, we're on somewhat of a mission to help our friend here, who is not well, shall we say.
All right.
Now, we have gotten to the root of his affliction, and it appears that there is an artifact, a book, that was created and holds a part of his mind within it. And we've tracked it, we believe, here, and we think that perhaps it's ended up here over time. We were wondering if we could try and find it. It's just a text. I'm pretty sure, as she glances at the Herald just to confirm, of literally no value to anyone but him.
Basically, no value at all. Yes.
Of basically no value at all, and absolutely we'll show you what we're talking about if we can find it. But we were wondering if we might peruse your library.
Well, of course, if you think it's found a book we've not had any new books added to the collection in quite some time, but it's always possible.
He lost it a while ago.
He's been
Well, that's
unwell
all
for
right
quite some
then.
time.
More than happy to look around the library. I don't want to have something that doesn't belong to me. And
Do you want to come look around?
you were so kind, and you were also, you know, feel a bit in your debt doubly, as you've assisted my husband, and you were also very kind to my brother.
Grog like squints over it, trying to make eye contact with the Herald, just like gently mouthing like.
She looks over and she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Father Lucian at the temple.
Oh,
He's my older brother.
We were not aware of the relation, madam.
Oh yes,
Well, it's a small world, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that's yeah.
Kind of the point. Excellent, madam. If we might,
of course,
begin
please pass
heading
this
that
way. I'll show you into the library."
Walker is gonna, as they stand up, Walker's gonna offer her an arm.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. And it's just gonna walk with her on that way. And as they're walking, it's gonna lean down a little bit and say, "Now the second request is a little stranger and a little obviously it is merely a request. We do not want to put any pressure on you in any way, but we have come across someone in dire need of a wedding dress, and we are finding ourselves somewhat hamstrung in the attempts to find it." She glances at the Herald to try and confirm that's exactly where they are.
Absolutely, yes. I went to the tailor in town. As much as the much as many of their wares were delightful, they didn't really have a wedding dress per se.
Oh,
We were wondering,
well,
madam, if you might know where we could find one. We would like
I-
to be able to support some light in these dark times.
well, unfortunately, I don't have my. It was my great grandmother's wedding dress. Well, probably even farther back, but we don't have it anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, my lady in waiting was to take it to be mended, and well, she never returned. Never did find her. I believe we told you all about it when you first got here. We'd had a couple of disappearances from the house.
Oh,
A
like
couple of the
recently.
servants, yes.
I remember.
Yes.
I wasn't aware she was in possession of your belongings when she departed your service.
Oh, well, she wouldn't have stolen from me. Our families have been. They've been tied together for ages. If she had wanted to wear it to be married, she only needed to ask. And she knew that.
Ma'am, might I ask you, what did this young lady look like?
Oh, younger girl, a bit mousy, brown hair, freckles. But she
Can
wasn't
I-
the only one. There was a butler of many, many years. Also disappeared, and one of the cooks from the kitchen. Different times, but all relatively close together.
Can I just, before we go any further, can I run that description in my head up against Arena?
That does not say. She's talking about a white woman.
No. I know. I was double checking the.
Yes, the
Are we
Bardis is
using
referring to a
stand-in?
white woman.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And there's been no
And
disappearance.
also, remember,
disappearances since?
Irina went missing as a baby.
No. I'm not thinking that. I thought somebody was potentially taking her as a stand-in.
Oh, no.
No. And there have been no disappearances since?
Well, there's always an unfortunate bit of living here. As occasionally there is a disappearance, but 3 so quickly. I tell you, it's been hard if you look around. We've only got the couple of servants left. The others all left. Feared the
If you don't
house
mind
was
me
cursed.
asking, what other things were stolen? Did they seem connected in any sort of way?
No. The butler, middle of the day, vanished. He went to, he went to go tend to. I confess, I was never quite sure what he did. I never saw him do any work himself.
That's the butler's way, I believe.
But he had went to do whatever it was he was going to do. Bottle, I believe they call it. Just vanished, and the cook. Well, he went home for the evening, and we spoke to his wife, and she had seen him, and he'd gone out to Blue Water, and he'd been there, and he'd left to walk home, and he never made it home.
I feel this might be
What did
bearing investigating if we get the chance.
certainly so? What did the
Oh, I would be
sheriff make of it?
ever so grateful if you could. Especially the young girl. She was only 20.
Certainly. What did the sheriff make of these disappearances?
He's still looking into it. You'd have to talk to him.
Certainly. And
He
how long
doesn't
ago was
discuss ongoing investigations,
Of
as he puts it.
Oh, boo.
How long ago were these disappearances, ma'am?
The last one was maybe a week, few days before you got here.
I see.
The first
I-
time.
We can certainly ask some questions, ma'am. And as they arrive at what is presumably the library.
Oh, you've been in the
Walker's
library. It's
gonna-
not that big of a house.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
We've been
Uh,
walking through
it's
the
a small-
Scooby-Doo
it
halls
is
for
a-
like
it is-
20 minutes.
Looking
So it's a
around
very
here,
demure walk.
it's a fairly sizable room. I don't know how else to put this. It's like our living room, Kate. How big is that?
11 by 13.
It's like 11 by 13. And then how tall are the ceilings? Like
12.
12. So say about the same dimensions. So not what big, but tall. And the bookshelves go all the way to the ceiling.
Not that you've planned out major refurbishments to your own living room multiple times, but you do know its dimensions off by heart.
It's technically 11.5 by 12.8, but I didn't think that level of specificity was super needed at that time. Walker's gonna lay one hand over the lady's arm that where she's hooked in and turn and just cast a glance at the wizard.
Grog's tailing the wizard pretty closely, just in case he
He's
tries to like
staring
pounce.
off into space. Like looking at the back of his hand. But like looking upwards at the back of his hand. Like he's trying to get the light, but he would be actively blocking the light. And then he notices you and he goes, "Yep, my knuckle bones are all still there."
That's good.
How we believe your book is close by.
Oh, it might be in here.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. Let's have a look.
I thought you felt its proximity.
No, I know it's here.
Here in this room?
He kind of stopped. He goes, here. It's
Okay.
here. Yeah. Here. Maybe.
Walker looks at the herald and gives a sigh that only a magic user about to burn another one of their fucking spell slots can give.
I know.
You have burned all 3 of your 3rd level spells.
I can upcast, motherfucker. And also find locate object as a level 2 spell.
Oh, okay. So why were you casting it at level 3?
I wasn't. I cast it at level 2. I cast 3 times
okay.
at level 2. Before she does it, Walker's going to turn to the lady and say, "Madam, do you mind if I call on my divine power in this home?"
Oh, go right on ahead.
Thank you so much. And she's going to go ahead and cast locate object, but because this woman clearly gets some comfort from the idea that she can summon the sun and all that kind of shit, she gives it some welly. She gives it some, extra praise be to Paylor.
Is there like
kind of
your
vibe.
chanting, and then there's like a kind of background chant of like
Oh yeah, no, we use
generically holy voices?
She weaves in a little bit of thaumaturgy just to give it some extra, holy oomph.
Just a quiet little like.
This woman clearly doesn't get out much. I feel like she needs this.
Maybe so.
You get you are pulled straight up.
Madam, what is upstairs?
Oh, our rooms don't really have any books up there. Servants' quarters.
Madam, the light of Palor directs me upwards. Would you mind if we perambulated
Well,
in that direction?
I don't know if I'm comfortable with y'all going through our private things. If you tell me what the
Madam-
book looks like, I can go have a look myself.
Certainly, madam. Just to be entirely clear, the way that this casting works should mean we don't need to go through your things at all. We should be able to find our way to the book without going through drawers and that kind of undignified. We should be able to go directly to the item. Palor be praised.
Grog is squinting at the wizard who was staring upwards like
Right.
30 seconds ago.
Mr. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but also look at the ceiling. Isn't the ceiling fun? Mm-hmm.
Well,
Madam, we are professionally discreet. We will see very little and speak even less of what we see. You have my word
all right,
on Palor.
all right. And she takes you, and you follow her up the stairs. And she stops off on the second floor here, and starts to make her way towards. She goes, our bedroom is here, but you can sense that it goes
up again.
again.
Before Walker's still got her arm, and before she can even step away, Walker goes, Madam, I can tell you it is not on this floor. I believe it continues.
Oh, there's nothing upstairs. That's just the attic. Haven't been up there in a long time.
Madam, Palor's light directs me upwards. He is very rarely wrong.
I
Palor,
don't
be
think
praised.
I'm comfortable with y'all going upstairs. Thank you, though. I'm sorry about your friend.
Madam, Walker, can I insight?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Hard to read.
Hard to read. Walker's just gonna look at her and say, Madam, can I speak plainly since we're just in our company?
All right.
We are aware of your son's illness. I am a doctor. If you are concerned that we might hear his unrest, or if there are medical implements being kept up there that you're ashamed of, I assure you there is nothing the human body can throw at a person that I have not seen, and usually sewn back together, more or less.
I don't make a persuasion check.
Can I have advantage for telling the fucking truth for a change?
No, but she is. I mean, her brother is
God
literally a
fucking
priest
God.
of Palor.
How do you even roll 4 twice? That is so horrendous.
I'm not. I'm just not.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Don't sweat it.
You know what, madam? You are entirely right. And I sense that you are deeply troubled. If I might, I would perform a blessing here. Perhaps it will give you some peace and act as somewhat of a calming influence on those within your house who believe in curse.
Ooh, okay. I'll be outside.
And Grog like puts one gets arm in arm with the wizard and starts marching down the stairs pretty quickly.
You know that Palor's fine with you, buddy. I don't know what.
It's itchy.
Oh,
Grog keeps going.
yes, thank you.
I can do it here, or if you would prefer, we go. You were about to lead us that way. If you prefer, we go into more of the center of the house.
Oh, He is fine.
Yes, ma'am. And you know what? Walker's gonna kneel down and we're going to do play it fairly straight actually. We're going to do a combination of the light cantrip.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me light. I can.
No, I know. I'm of just so you get the flavor of light thaumaturgy to give this some oomph. And Walker's going to use her channel divinity Radiance of the Dawn, which is going to let her present her holy item, do a bunch of holy chanting, dispel any magical darkness, which I don't believe there is any, but also if there's a hostile creature within 30 feet, I guess as a radial ball, it can go ahead and make a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't specify 30 feet.
I assume that when it says 30 feet, it must be in like a sphere. Otherwise, it'd be like.
Yeah, no,
30
it is in a
feet
sphere.
away.
The thing would have to be actively hostile to you.
Hostile to me, not just like I'm stood with her. So just
Yes,
it being hostile.
hostile. So hostile in the
Okay.
terms of the game is something
Yeah.
that is actively aggressive towards you. So someone just
Okay.
not. So for example, if someone just didn't fucking like you, this wouldn't hurt them.
Okie doke.
Right?
Then to be clear, with that thaumaturgy and that light, Walker is going big enough that she will be heard in other parts of the house, and the light bright enough that it will be seen through old ass floorboards.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
she's actively prompting a reaction from anything that might be inclined to go hostile.
Okay.
How high up is the attic?
If the ceiling is also the floor on this level, it's a pretty tall house, so well within 30 feet.
Yeah, we
Okay.
get with a 30-foot radius, we get up into the attic. We'd also get down to the ground floor. We wouldn't hit basement, I don't think. We might hit some of basement, but we wouldn't hit much.
You wouldn't hit
Did
the
I
floor of the
It's
basement.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I do have Misty Step, and if everybody's got their
Ooh.
eyes closed in prayer,
I think you can only misty step places you can see, right?
Yes.
oh, is that part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think teleport and
Otherwise,
misty
you
step
could
are
just
both like,
teleport
fuck you,
behind
buddy.
locked doors and stuff at a very low level.
Hmm.
I mean, great prank to play on Walker if Walker being like, yeah, okay, I'll just fuck her and pretend to do a blessing. Well,
I'm occupied that you
opens
can
her eyes
see.
and the herald
Yeah.
has been deleted. Like, ah!
Yeah, no, let's be clear. If because she's not pretending to do this, there is blessing in here. Like that's fundamentally how she does Radiance of the Dawn. If she turned around and Herald was just God, you'd be like, that's not what I thought would happen. Uh-oh.
Do I get to see
just
the
a thought,
light
just a
shining
idle
through the
thought.
windows from outside?
Ah.
So
Oh, and the choir.
go ahead and do it.
It be done, friend.
Okay.
There is big big rousing holy music, like the crescendo of the most banging hymn that you have.
I mean, you're pushing what thaumaturgy can do here, but
I mean, it can make sound. It can do sound. It can do magical effects. Your voice moves out to 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So there's music and shit. I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of the vibes. That's the vibes we're heading for.
okay. Afterwards, she thanks you, and she goes, she'll keep lookout for any books that they would have gotten recently. And you said, you've given her the best you can, that she probably couldn't understand it if she were to read it. in that, you know, with sort of meaning, it's also not just worthless to anybody else, it would also be potentially meaningless to everybody else. It is a wizard's spell book. You don't tell her
Yeah.
that necessarily.
Yeah.
But she says she will start going through her books, especially the ones upstairs, to see what she can find.
As they're heading out, Walker's going to say, "We will, of course, look into these disappearances as we're going about our business. And, madam, if you feel ill at ease at all as you're going through the attic, if there is anything up there, given the ill luck on your family, I don't believe that your homestead is cursed. I want to make that clear. But if there is anything up there that seems odd or makes you ill at ease, come and find us and we will help. I would prefer to come because there is a inherited incredibly creepy doll that is ultimately benign than have you not call us because you think it's silly and then it is something more malicious.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate that, thank you, but please do not badmouth little Susan. She's been a constant companion to me ever since childhood.
She's been a great comfort all these few years.
And if you leave her little teacup and her doily, she hardly ever manifests blood or ichor.
So you all head out.
Yeah.
Okay. You eventually all meet back. Does the other party want to do anything, or do you just head straight back to the inn? Yep, that's
Yes.
you. Esmeralda wanted to see Rictavio. And we can say that she's with you. You know where he's parked. Okay. So we'll say she's with you this whole time. She wasn't going to say much to your contact anyway. That was sort of your deal. But you get down, and you do find the cart that he uses, and you get to it, and she kind of goes up to it and looks inside and goes, "Ah, shit." Well, he had a big cat. No.
This is why you don't keep big cats around.
Well,
They're not
seeing
pets.
as it's locked up, I assume he took it with him. Which means he is hunting. The Vishanti. Hmm. Wasn't able to find him, and I've been here a few weeks. If he does not want to be found, he won't be found. Hmm. She nods. Well, what do we do now? The Burgermeister's house. No, you don't know that. You know they were looking for the book.
Arth just kind of shrugs. Out of character, my everything kind of hurts today. So this is not a Karth thing. This is a I'm having a bad chronic pain day thing.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right. Ooh. Em, if you were going to say something, you cut out.
Cool. Yeah, fully what we got was we should head back to the bar.
Yeah.
Just got abducted.
It sounded like someone just grabs you and you went, oh, ah, as you were being dragged away. You weren't like too scared, so it sounded more annoyed. Like, oh,
Yeah, it was just
like some. Ah,
it
this
was
asshole
kind of
again. Yeah, you can check out. You can go to the toy shop. No, he explicitly left it with Blinksy, the toy maker. You find the toy shop. It is full of the macabre and disturbing toys. Blinksy himself is standing behind the counter, wearing his usual jester uniform. And the monkey is indeed sitting on his shoulder. It immediately runs. Piccolo, which is the name of the monkey is, immediately runs over to Esmeralda and up and onto her shoulder. She goes, whoa, I have not seen you in a minute, little guy. How are you? How is my little Piccolo? Oh, and Blinksy goes, oh, well, howdy. I haven't seen you in a minute, ma'am. Looking at you, Freya. No. He said he was going on he called it a hunting trip.
Dad's been away on a hunting trip. He's been gone a while.
All right. All right. You don't want one of my way anything kind of gesturing around. Still got all these toys. Maybe something for a kid at home.
I cannot bore children.
What the fuck do you mean? You have a floating baby thing that follows you around. You don't want to buy a toy for him?
I summon Barf to look around the toy store.
Arth looking up like,
Blinksy
what do you mean? You are
shrieks.
absolutely a father. Take some
and
responsibility.
and hides
dumbass.
behind his counter.
Barf, come on out.
No, that wasn't Barf. That was the toy
Oh,
shop
oh.
at the sight of Barf.
Well, you don't need to hide. There's nothing wrong with him.
There's nothing wrong with my floating corpse, baby.
Well, looking around, You have several options.
Okay.
You have a ventriloquist dummy that looks a little bit like Strahd.
Okay.
You have a wind-up musical merry-go-round with figures of snarling wolves chasing children.
Okay.
There's a wooden string mobile of hanging bats with little flapping wings. Like a mobile, like the thing you hang over a baby's cradle. There's a set of wooden nesting dolls. Each, as it gets smaller, it also gets older until the centermost piece is a mummified corpse. There is a miniature gallows, complete with trapdoor and weighted hanged man. And a headless doll that comes with a sack of attachable heads.
Okay. I look at Barf and I say, "Okay, Barf, you may pick one thing to go home with, not two. One."
Oh, just one. He kind of reaches into the bag with the dolls with the heads and pulls out one of the heads where the eyes and the mouth are stitched shut. Another one is just in a scream. Another one looks a little bit like a vampire. Another one looks a little bit like a werewolf. You have another one who's just missing its eyes. Can I have this one, Daddy, please?
You may have that one, yes.
Okay. And he wraps his arms around it and vanishes.
And then I pick up the Strahd marionette doll and I go, "And this one's for father."
So they're both. So the headless doll is 9 copper pieces.
Okay.
And the ventriloquist dummy is 9 silver pieces.
Okay. I don't have any copper pieces, so
I can
is-
make change.
how much is it for silver to copper? 10
to
copper
1.
to silver?
10 copper equals the silver.
Okay. So I will take out. Sorry, what were those prices again?
9 copper and 9 silver.
Okay, so I'll pull out 10
So
silver.
if you give him 10 silver, he'll give you 1 copper back.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you very much for your patronage. I
Thank
really
you.
do appreciate it. My accent's just all over the fucking place.
Tyr pulls out the ventriloquist.
Was he now? Alright, he's Romanian then, I don't know. Who the fuck cares? He's the fucking toy maker.
Tyr pulls out the ventriloquist doll, and he talks out the side of his mouth, and he goes, "You're welcome for the patronage. I'm
Make a
going to
performance
suck the
check.
blood."
Make a
Performance
check.
check?
Yeah.
Yuck.
He goes, ah ha ha! Yes, very good. Very good. Well done. You should do that to your friends at home.
I go, "Okay, team. I'm ready to get out of here now." And as I put the ventriloquist doll on my shoulder. I want to try my act on the rest of our friends. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to take it in the best way possible.
Bye.
You see. You yeah, you head on back home. are back to the Blue Water Inn. They rent out the rooms again to you because no one's there. You know, they don't get a lot of travel. Quirk and Gullop still have their room. As you had left them here to stay. You all, what would you all like to do once you all sort of reconvene?
How'd your guys' thing go?
Are we all together now?
Yeah.
Actually, I have one thing I would like certainly Walker and the Herald to go do before we hit the inn again.
Okay. What is that?
Gonna see if we can drop the wizard and co at the inn on the way past, on the basis that we've been keeping him on a tight leash all day, and that's maybe not good for him.
Okay, and?
And then we're gonna head. I mean, you can come, but I don't think this is gonna be fun for you. And we're gonna head to the church.
Okay. They are in different directions. I would like to point that out.
That's fine. We're not afraid of walking.
Okay. So you eventually make your way to the church. Grog, do you go with or do you stay behind?
Grog stays behind because someone's got to look out on this dude.
Okay.
What a
So,
weird.
two of you arrive at the church.
Gonna stick our head in, assuming it's not at one of the major prayer times, and see if I can spot the father.
He is, looks like he is readying a sermon up at the front.
Gonna let ourselves in and walk out, like tilt our head to have the herald come with, if that's okay.
Not sure why, but sure.
God bros together, my friend. God bros together. Gonna head up to the front and hail him like, "Good afternoon, Father."
Oh, yes. How are you doing there? How can I help you?
Very well. Lovely to see
Were
you.
you able to
again.
find a wedding dress?
Not yet. I believe we are still on the hunt. We a couple of places. I was not aware your sister was the burgomaster's wife.
Oh, yes. Post fairly common knowledge.
I lose track of blood relations. We're all siblings under Palor, after all. Do you have
Well,
a moment to talk to us?
didn't lose track of it. I just never
No,
came up.
I lose track of familial bonds. It's a side effect.
We're strangers in a strange land. It's difficult to keep up with these sort of things.
Of course.
Do you have a moment to speak with us, perhaps privately, Father?
Certainly have a moment, and then I do have to get my sermon ready for the evening prayer.
Of course.
Will you be joining us, Sister Walker?
Yes, of course. Happy to. Can we speak in your office, perhaps?
Yeah, he takes you back there.
Excellent. Walker's gonna close the door over, and when she says, "Can I?" One, I hope you and all of your parishioners are well. Everything considered, I do have a question. I have something of a concern. I have a well-being concern, and I wanted to check in with you.
Oh, of course.
It is of a personal nature, Father.
All right. Is everything all right with my sister?
That is rather what concerns me, actually. We've just come from her home. She was lovely and welcoming and genuinely somewhat of a delight. Possibly one of the nicest people we've met since we came here. However, she seems to be afraid of something within her own walls. And it makes me concerned for her.
Man, don't know what she'd be afraid of. within our own home. I know there's been disappearances, but I don't think those happened on property. I don't think so, anyway.
Not from the way she described to us. It seemed to be people who had left the property. And I know that there were some concerns by her staff members that the house might be cursed or haunted, but that seemed like superstition. However, and she's then going to describe in general terms the process of looking for an item, going up the stairs, and exactly what turned her behavior. Keeping her eyes on the priest at literally all times. And is there anything you can think of that would explain this?
Make a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm. With advantage, because the herald's looking very earnest behind me.
Absolutely.
If the herald can give me a better reason than that as to why he is offering you assist, how is he helping you in this persuasion roll? I need something better than the herald looks earnest.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about what Gaz's description for the herald is, but I always imagine him as wearing like a full helmet.
I've seen V for Vendetta. You can emote through a full ass
Either
mask.
way, what is the herald has to tell me what the herald is doing.
Harold is doing his best to look very, very concerned.
If it helps, I think we are both. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think we are both genuinely concerned about this lady who
Oh yeah,
took us
yeah.
to the second floor and then went, no, everything is fine. It's definitely fine. There's nothing
All
here.
right, I'll give it. Yeah.
Advantage for
If you
earnestness.
want, but yeah.
This time.
Thank you. 19. That's why I needed advantage.
Well, that's likely about my nephew.
We had heard he was unwell.
Well, he's a strange boy. Well, he's not a boy no more. But always was a strange child. They say he's sick, but...
I mean,
well,
there's
I have my
strange, and then
doubts.
there's Harold points to himself, and there's strange. How strange are we talking here?
Yeah. Let me put it this way. I love my sister. And her husband's all right. He means well. They don't leave their son alone with the dogs.
I understand what you're saying.
He's been locked up in that attic for months now.
When the word attic comes up, Harold just turns to Walker like, well, there it is.
Yeah, no kidding. Father, have we potentially put your sister in jeopardy by directing her to go into that attic with the boy?
As far as I can tell, he don't let nobody up there anyway. He either ignores you or waits till you leave when you drop him food. I tried to talk to him on several occasions. First time I did it, I talked at him for about 2 hours. He never opened the door once. Didn't hear a peep. Not a movement. Next time I came back, he'd carved all kinds of vulgar things into the door.
The outside of the door?
Yes. He does have to open it to get his food and whatnot.
It's true, but it means he's happy to have it open for a while.
Do they bring
Walker
him
thinks
things to keep him amused? Music boxes, books, that sort of thing.
Small creatures.
No, not that I'm aware of. Some have said they've seen him out at night, but it's hard to tell. This town's full of rumor and gossip. You must understand.
Would people know him by sight? Is he particularly visually distinctive? Let's say.
Pale, skinny little motherfucker. No, sorry, he didn't say that. Pale, skinny. You could tell he wants to.
You hear the unsaid word in the gap between words.
The unsaid
He is
motherfucker.
the motherfucker.
Yeah.
The Samuel L.
Skinny,
Jackson
a
between
bit,
the lines.
Tends to walk around like he perpetually smells shit on his shoes.
Walker has steepled her fingers together and is looking at the priest over the top of them. After a long ass minute, she does. Father, we're both aware that there are a multitude of things that put the people of this town at risk. And that, in some cases, this is an unfortunate side effect of what these creatures are. Cursed werewolves and all kinds of things that go bump in the night that might once have been perfectly good and sane people. I'm asking you plainly here. We've been asked to look into the disappearance of several people who he presumably will have been able to see from that attic space while they went about their duties in and around the household. Before
People who
we
perhaps
go,
might even have brought him food.
the butler. Actually, yeah. Before we go hunting through the town for potential clues as to their whereabouts and the state of their being, how would you feel about us looking first at your nephew?
He leans forward and he goes, I love my sister. But no, I do not believe he is transformed into some werewolf or vampire or any such monster.
So you do not
However-
need to be physically a monster to do monstrous things.
However, I don't think he ever needed to.
I think I understand.
Absolutely, sir.
There
I
ain't
have
a
a-
denial about him. I've
I'm
tried.
sure. It would be a terrible thing to think. Sir, can I ask you a completely tangential and not at all related to our current conversation question?
Of course.
Does your sister often come to worship?
Oh. At least once a day.
Are there particular services she prefers?
Well,
We
depends
all
on
have
what
our
she's. Well, she is the wife of the burgomaster. She is a very busy lady. She does do other things outside of help him organize those events.
Oh no, I'm sure she does. She might not.
But you
believe
have
this is incredibly
I heard
aggressively
another
missed
motherfucking
this
in there.
last one. It's Monday, so you missed the previous weekend's one. Because they do have quite a lot else to do, and so depending on her schedule, if she's clear during the day, she might even come to all three. Normally, though, she tries to make it. She'll make it to the evening. Or the lunch one, usually. If she comes to the evening one, we usually have supper after. Rarely makes it to the morning one unless she has a fully free day, but she's always liked a good lie-in.
that I resonate with. The downside of worshipping a sun god. Sir, may I ask you, did she make do you have plans for supper soon or lunch?
Well, we've got the sermon coming up, and then after the fact, I'll be doing our normal supper here.
Well, I hope that you are able to find some comfort in each other.
Oh,
She's
she won't be joining me
ability-
tonight. No, she came to the
No?
lunch service today. I'll be
Understood.
eating with the others. The
Understood.
boys. You remember there's a young boy who works here. There is another priest, like a junior priest, and then there's the kid who
Who
stole
stole-
who did nod at you when you walked in, but he was like busy doing something.
It's
Because
valid.
they're getting ready for the actual sermon, like the evening service, as sun is about to quote unquote set.
Okie doke. In which case, Walker's going to kind of nod at her and say, "So obviously, Father, I'll stay for evening service. I'll walk the herald out, if you don't mind."
Oh, please, I have my sermon to prepare.
It's good to see you again, Father.
I'm gonna stride ourselves out the front of the church and do that thing where you stand relatively close together and talk low so that the camera can hear you but everyone else can't.
Mm.
How do you feel about misusing a woman's faith to break into her house and potentially murder her psychopathic offspring?
From the little pieces I've been able to put together, I'm all for it.
Let's be clear. Paylor is not for random murder, but he is a god of life and justice. And from what we are being told, and I suspect what we might find in that room, I'm not sure life and justice have been in that place for a while.
From what little I know of the Raven Queen, she's not up for indiscriminate murder either, but there is a little wiggle room in easing the pain of a soul.
How would you feel about mounting a little party of ourselves, heading in, perhaps questioning a young man within a zone of truth, establishing his role in all of these things, and then taking action, ideally to cure him of whatever affliction makes his soul so fundamentally rotten. But if that's not an option, releasing his soul back into the cycle so that he might be cleansed when we release them all to Paylor's light.
If I were to guess, I wouldn't feel anything about it, but I think it's a good idea.
Dope. Could you relay this to everyone else back there? I'm going to do evening service and then I'll head back to you.
Right, have a good-
I will.
have-
I do want to point out something because I was looking at my notes.
Mhm.
So I actually gave you more specifics than I probably should have because you've not actually know what the fuck this book looks like. So you won't be able to pinpoint it further. You know it is in the attic. Once you are up in the attic, you will not be able to hone in on the book.
Yeah, we need to search with our
You
eyeballs.
need to
after that.
physically find it then, yeah, because you don't actually know what
Yeah.
it looks like. Really, I should have given you the house, and that's about it. But
We
I forgot.
appreciate you.
So you're lucky.
Thank you.
Right.
But yeah, if Harold's happy to do that, Walker's just gonna dip back into the service. Listen and see if he gives a sermon on, necessary evils or anything particularly thematic.
I fucking love that we leave behind the closest thing we have to a murder hobo, the closest thing we have to an infernal, our vampire, and her semi-responsible brother, and our two holiest, most moral characters hear one anecdote about how a kid might have like kicked a cat at one point. We're like, we should murder this guy.
No, let's be clear. This isn't one anecdote. This is stacking up on everything, and I'm assuming there's a solid chance that we get up there, and this motherfucker has, I don't know, body parts or tokens or trophies from all of
We're-
these people who've randomly
we're finding-
disappeared from his household.
There is
We're
going to
finding
be
butler
so much
elements up
egg
there.
on your face when
Oh,
you
yeah.
get up there, and the reason she was too embarrassed to let you upstairs is because it's a bit of a mess. She hasn't dusted up there in a while. Some cobwebs.
Which is great. At which point we don't. At which
I do
point
want
we
to point
don't.
out,
To take you
At
on
which point
board.
we don't. At which point we don't do a murder because we have zone of truth, and if we're like, "Hey, bud, how do you feel about doing a murder?" And if he's like, "I feel pretty fucking good, actually," and we're like, "Well, that's the truth." I'm like, "Uh-oh, did you do a fucking murder?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." Like, well, that's a lie.
Hey, quick reminder before we really formulate this plan. Zone of Truth doesn't compel you to answer truthfully. It just prevents you from lying.
Yeah.
So your plan to interrogate him does require that he chooses to answer the questions.
Or
If
doesn't
you're-
know what a zone of truth is.
Doesn't know what zone of truth is, or alternatively,
You
if I'm
do
being
know- if you're in Zone of
100%
Truth, I'm
honest,
pretty sure you do know you are being compelled to tell the
if
truth.
I'm being 100% honest, Walker's plan at this point is to try asking him straightforward questions, and then if that doesn't work, is to have Grog annoy him and wind him up until he spits out the answers of his own volition, because this man has not been able
I
to
also-
communicate his dastardly plan.
I just want to
In-
point out Grog. I think Grog is also an extremely moral person. It doesn't
Yes.
necessarily line up with like mortal morals, but Grog has a very strong sense of morality.
Oh yeah, but she is also the closest thing we have to an infernal, and it's just very funny that when the two holy, divine, like god of retribution, light, and all things rainbows characters are left alone, they're like, man, we should definitely break into someone's house and murder their child.
So
Let's be clear. What you
They're
just had happen.
mad.
No. Let's be clear. What you just had happen was a career soldier, and whatever the fuck is going on with the Herald. Somebody was like, "Yo, this is like full on the serial killer fucking milestones," and they went, "Boy, howdy, that's not fucking good." And literally everyone in here was like, "Well, I really like the parents, and the son is the worst person I've ever met. Also, probably a serial killer." And you're like, "Oh, okay, that's dope. Good for
Anyway,
Galactic."
so Harold, you head back. And we'll actually just speed this a bit along and say you also eventually return, Walker. Everyone, you're down in the canteen. People have come in now at this point after dinner and have started just, the normal rabble rousing. The sons are both here. The Watcher boys are both here. They are both drunk. You know that the two hunters, the husbands, are not here. Talking about, they have actually gone along with the Burgermeister, and that's also why the Burgermeister's dogs aren't there either. They have gone with him to hunt.
How long is that hunting? From listening to it, how long is that hunting trip expected to be?
They missed the whole weekend. They missed the party. But it was a quite large hunting party because there have been sightings of a large feathered creature in the woods nearby.
Mm.
Which, to the description, the Witchers immediately think of Ebonbeak, who they are aware of, that lives here. It is that massive fuck-off owlbear that is potentially the first owlbear. If I recall, Freya knew all of that information at the time.
Mm.
Freya likes her owlbears. This was a long time ago. When you fought the bear owls, you knew that there was a potentially like mythic level owlbear here. An owlbear of legend called Ebonbeak. You saw him.
You saw him. He was doing the Bigfoot stance and looking suitably blurry.
Yeah, he was blurry.
He was hitting the gritty.
But they're drinking.
I fucking heard that.
One of the Watcher sons actually walks over to your table and goes, "Hey, you left. What'd you do that for?" Ha! Ha! And he almost vomits, but he's, "That's funny. Nobody wants to fuck that bitch." He looks, she goes, "Like, I like my mom, but like, that's fucking gross." Ew, fucking creature. You might be drunker than I am. And then the other brother comes over and goes, "You have to excuse my brother. He's had a bit of a rough night, and this other brother's not nearly as drunk. Look, he's still a little tipsy, but he's not nearly as drunk." He goes, "We had a bit of a rough night. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, we don't like hearing all of that shit about our mother. It's weird and gross, and I don't know why people would want to tell us about it." People talking to you about your mother's vagina is a weird thing.
Does this happen regularly? Wait,
Grug sort of sidles over.
Oh yeah, everybody talks about her fucking this and fucking that, and she fucks a werewolf, or she fucks Strahd, or she fucks a little monkey thing, and all of this stuff. No, the monkey one's new.
eh. Well, hey, here's my advice. Next time someone talks about your mom fucking Strahd, instead of being like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking punch you," or whatever, just be like, "Hey, man, that's not. Hey, look at. Hey, cool.
Oh,
That's
we don't.
I really like asking them who taught you that it was okay to talk to people this way, and are you okay? Just really lean into the empathy. It makes me super uncomfortable.
Okay. We don't cry. I mean, it sucks, but I don't. It's uncomfortable, but I don't actually give a shit about the bitch.
Yeah, no. I would just lean into the like, hey,
No, she
that's
treats
cool.
us. She treats us like children. No. I didn't have a bad day. Carl had a bad day.
Why'd you have a bad day, Carl?
He was, I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
Roll persuasion. Roll persuasion.
Well,
I say I don't want to talk about it. Oh. And he falls over backwards. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about him. He's just a real private guy, you know. He's just a real private guy. Look, I know what people say about us, and he's getting real loud. Everyone in the bar sort of looking over, but they also seem to be used to this. I always say we're just drunks, and we're good for nothing. But like, what incentive do I have to be anything else when everybody fucking hates us anyway?
Maybe if you did other things, people would hate you less.
Like what? We're not good at anything.
Have you tried
Not being a dick.
playing the tuba? Maybe you're really good at it and you just don't know. Well,
What's a
no.
tuba?
It's a big fucking horn that you blow on, that has buttons, and it makes the sound go different.
No.
Maybe you're good at the tuba, man.
I don't think we have one.
I'm sure you could
Stop
probably
giving
figure
a
something
shit.
out. All I'm saying, listen.
He's kind
Humans
of
live
looking
short,
back and forth.
very odd little lives. Sometimes you just gotta figure out what weird fucking thing you're good at and do that enough that everyone just goes, oh, hey, that's Jeremy, the tuba guy. I like Jeremy. Maybe that's your thing. Plus, if you drink less, probably have more disposable income to spend on a hobby.
No, his name's Carl on the ground. That's Carl. I'm Nikolai.
I know. I'm talking about my friend, hypothetical Jeremy. You haven't met him.
Oh, okay. But no, we. Yeah, yeah.
You're good at the tuba, man. You just gotta go find your tuba.
Not really good with anything. And his brother sits up from the fire and goes, that's not true. You're good with the not letters.
The
Those
numbers.
things that aren't letters. What are they called?
Numbers.
Yeah, you're good with those. Nikolai goes, I'm okay.
There's
And
all sorts of shit you can do with numbers, man.
And he goes, well, Carl's good with the. He kind of makes like a weird, like, cranking, like, sort of duckwing motion with his arm. The things. He makes stuff.
Forge.
No, well, yeah, he can do that, but he makes other stuff too. He was shot. I don't want to talk about it. Then Carl starts to cry.
Oh, come on, Carl. Are you good at making shit? You can tell me. What do you
No,
make?
I'm terrible at it. Because
No,
you're not.
man,
You're not.
it's
It
better
wasn't
than-
your fault. It wasn't your fault that it broke. He goes, yeah, look, it was that bitch. She broke it. I tell you, she
What did
broke
she
it.
break? What did she break?
He made a what did you call it? What he made he made me a pocket a watch.
Holy shit.
You say you're not fucking good at shit. Do you know how hard it is to make a fucking watch?
Everyone
Gee.
now in the bar is looking at them, going like, and you can hear whispers goes, "You can make fucking watches," and somebody goes, "What's a watch?" And just like there's like they're all like kind of like, "What? Wait, what?"
Grog-
Numbers. I didn't know they could read.
scrambles up onto
You
a
think like
stool.
all of this like
Yeah.
very
Grog scrambles up
quiet.
onto the stool and puts an arm on Carl and puts a hand on Carl's shoulder and goes,
Listen, bud. It really sounds like what you gotta do is move out and pursue your dreams. Cause listen, there's not a lot of Barovia, but people die all the time. There's empty houses. You set up shop sell some watches. Your brother.
We're just
Around the books.
waiting. We're just waiting for. We can't leave our sister. We can't leave her.
Take her with you.
Take it with you. Fuck it.
She's sick. We can't move her.
I mean,
Same with our dad.
Whoa. Walker raises her hand, goes, greetings, doctor here. What kind of sick?
It's the can't get out of bed kind.
we can make beds that move.
We can also deal with sick. It's kind of my entire job.
You can deal with. I mean, I deal with sick all the time. I clear it up from my brother here who can't hold his liquor.
I mean,
He
I have
means illness. You mean vomit. Two different.
And then at this
sometimes
point,
related.
if you have a passive perception of over 15, does
Nope.
anybody have that?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
fuck no.
I think Grugs is 14.
Passive perception
No,
of
I'm
over
14.
15.
14.
My passive perception is
Holy
18.
shit, Freya.
Holy shit.
Witchers, you notice that Erwin, who's been behind the bar, turns, looks curiously at the window. Behind there's one window behind the bar, and he's just sort of kind of trying to keep an eye on all this, walks over to it, opens the window, seems to have a brief conversation, close it, and then he locks eyes with you, Freya.
Locks
The
eyes
Raven has
with her
something
in,
to
like,
say.
Erwin is the son of the guy that you guys made the deal with, the old man at the.
Yeah, he just had a chat with
Yeah,
him.
And he also is, now you are aware he is a were-raven, and is also the owner of the Blue Water. You guys have met him several times. Yeah. Well, he walks over to you, and he goes, quietly, he goes, I've been given a message to tell you to go fuck yourself. Okay. He goes, my whole family are spies, man. And he gives it back. He's like, my whole family are spies. Because that's just really bad communication, though. Like, you need to work on it if you're starting your own network, which more power to you, but like, you gotta work on that a little bit. And he kind of walks off. You did.
Well, okay. So listen. How about you? So you guys have had a rough night, and listen. I don't mean to tell you your business, but I don't know how much more ale's gonna help. So how's about?
I haven't had ale yet.
No, it's fine. Whatever you're having, you probably don't need any more of it.
I've
You
had
can.
one glass of wine, thank you very much.
Sure,
How big
but
is the glass?
It's
listen.
over there, it's empty.
Why don't we get you
I
guys
see just a
back?
normal glass of wine on the.
And tomorrow we can come and we'll say, your sister get a lot of visitors?
No, Mom doesn't even let us go up and see her.
Hey, how do you feel about that?
I don't like it. We don't like it, right, Carl? No, we don't like it.
You want to go see your sister, right? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
We could go see her right now.
Grug raises
Yeah.
both his eyebrows at Freya and it's like does a little dude what like head motion.
I don't know if I wanted to see us like this.
Can I just double check? When he says that he's only had that one glass of wine and he's this drunk, I'm gonna glance at Erwin with the little head tilt of like, is that true?
He shrugs.
Hey, my dude, did you, no judgment, did you pre-drink before you came here?
No,
or
I drink here.
and you had one glass of wine and you were this drunk?
Well, I did have a glass of wine before I left for dinner.
And before that?
No. And Carl definitely didn't have anything to drink before that because he was making the watch, and that required a steady hand.
Grug claps her hands and is like, "Hey, Walker,
Yeah.
you want? Listen, do you want to do your?" And wiggles his fingers and it's like, "A little
Yeah, I really do. Actually, I really do. Can I just start off with I'm gonna get Karth over actually to maybe give me a little bit of an advantage here. I shouldn't fucking need it because medicine is my thing, but you never know. I want to see if these motherfuckers have been roofied.
Go for it.
That is a 25 with Karth's help.
Yes, they have both been drugged.
Gonna turn to the watchmaker and she's gonna say, "Did you have a drink before you left the house?"
Oh, yeah, you can't drink the water around here.
Boys, how about we put you up in a room here overnight? I think you should sleep this off.
No, I think we'll go home. I want to stay here, thank you.
What's that?
Oh, we always make it home.
Hey, bud, I think there was something in your drink.
Hey,
Y'all both weigh what?
Don't insult everyone like that.
I'm not in. Look at my face. Look at my face. It's over here. Just the one of them. Focus. You got it.
And these
I'm
are
not saying
to be clear. These are both like while they are not, they're both big and
both big
broad
guys. Yeah,
by birth. Not necessarily like neither of them are very muscular. Like they are
but
both
they've
still
got
sort of,
enough. They've got enough mass that this is way over.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Also,
Walker's gonna look at them.
regular drinkers, so even if they
Yeah,
were skinny,
this
I think they
is.
have some kind of tolerance.
Yeah. No, this is way off. Walker's gonna look at him and go, "Wait until he's managed to make the world stop spinning enough to look her dead in the eyeballs." And she's gonna go, "I think somebody drugged your wine before you came here tonight, and I want to
You
go
could
and have a look
theoretically
around."
deal with that, Walker, by the way. There's only so all of that kind of thing falls under the poisoned condition. I'll give you this with your medicine check.
I believe poisoned I can only clear with one of my higher level spells.
I believe it's only lesser restoration.
Yeah, I do not have that prepped.
Okay.
That's a level 2 spell, and I don't have it prepped. Unfortunately. So she goes, "That is what I think. I want to take a look around and figure out if it's true without putting you guys at risk. And I want Erwin to keep an eye on you in case the effects of whatever you've been given get worse rather than better. I do not want you to be out in the dark where things could take advantage of you. Do you follow what I'm saying?"
I'm drunk, not stupid.
Dope. Can we get you a room and have Erwin keep an eye on you just for tonight?
Fine, but you gotta go check on everything at home.
We are going straight there, buddy. Hand up to God. Whichever God you choose.
And and at this point, Erwin comes by and goes, I will say that they usually are pretty heavy drinkers, and they don't usually get this belligerent unless it's been a bad day at the end of the night.
No, but he's been poisoned. They've both been poisoned.
Jesus, shit.
Yeah. So we'll put it on our tab. We'll pay you. Grab them
What are you saying, Grog?
Grog just fucking stage whispers at him like, probably by their mother.
yeah. So Walker's gonna say, put it on our tab, grab them a room, and can you make sure just try and keep an eye on them. I don't know what they've fucking taken.
Stella.
Stella?
Yeah.
Stella! Also,
Beat me to
hey,
it.
bud, can we, rather than banging on the door and maybe waking your sister if she's sick, could we grab your house keys?
Mom's up. She's having a book club.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb her book club if we don't have to.
Watch. Watcher.
But yeah, ideally, we're going to be able to get in and out without disturbing your mum at all. I want to be wrong. Let's be clear. I want to be wrong here.
Yeah. You gotta don't want to disturb my dad either.
For sure.
He's
Where
sick
where are
now.
you, where are they so we can make sure we don't bug them?
They're upstairs.
Okay, are they both together?
Oh, they had a little roast. He's in mom's room, obviously.
Obviously.
Mm. And she's sick in her own room.
Okay. So can we have those keys? We'll let ourselves in and out all sneaky like.
Okay, here you go. Have a make a persuasion check. Actually, I'm not just gonna hand them.
Hey, you. Make a persuasion.
Make a fucking persuasion check.
I'm so bad at this. 11?
Yeah, I can't give you the keys. Just knock on the door. One of the servants will let you in. The knock isn't gonna wake somebody up.
We'll just knock on the door and walk a Pat's card on the top of the head. We'll knock right on that door. No problem. Thank you so much, boys. You look after yourselves, okay? Plenty of water, maybe a little bit of protein.
Okay.
Which one was the watch guy?
Carl, he is still sitting on the floor.
Grog walks over to Carl, and puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, "Hey,
It wasn't your fault that watch broke.
pats him on the head, walks off. Like 30% just to see if he'll start bawling again.
I love that Grog has just been like therapy gecko for a lot of the residents of this place.
You know, so it's like Greg's fully like, I'm super evil, but also here, have free therapy. That's super fucked up, my guy.
By the way, I also want to throw this out there. I've not seen any like pictures of them. All of the fan art is kind of garbage. However, the one I did like is that it's it's fucking people have described them as Heath Ledger and
Oh
Matt
my god.
Damon from The Brothers Grimm.
Oh my god.
And I like that one.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
Carl is Heath Ledger, the one
Right.
who can make the watches. So that's what we'll go with.
Fucking, to be fair, Grug is less therapizing and more just being even vaguely curious instead of the monotony of being stuck in a like 10,000 year hell prison where they're like, that's drunk Carl and drunk Heather, and those guys are bastards and hate their mom. They're so fucking annoying. One glass of wine, he's already drunk. What an asshole. What a douchebag.
Meanwhile, yeah, Grog's over here being like, but why did you stop making the watches?
We're not good for anything. Well, that's just objectively untrue. Everyone can do something. I can make watches. Literally better than I thought. There you go. That's your
Timepiece
cheat.
is literally one of the most complicated and expensive objects in this realm's technology. And you can just make them. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're good at nothing.
To be fair, it was
Not
his
even-
first
not even
time
big
trying.
clocks.
not even big clocks, like a full-on fucking pocket watch.
Yeah,
the
like a
guy's
pocket
literally a fucking
timepiece.
savant. And he's like, yeah, I'm just really shit. I can't do anything. Shut the fuck up, sir. We're going to sponsor your business and take, like, it's going to be Dragon's Den up in here.
All right. Well, with that, as you guys are getting ready to head out the door,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you because I'm a kind DM, and I want you all to remember that. Are
Yeah.
you all going alone?
As in, not with our NPCs.
As in with anybody. I'm not going to get.
I'm actually going to go ahead and leave Apto with the boys.
That's
He's
fair.
got with more than his share of messy drunks. He can make sure we don't get them wrong.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Take Esmeralda.
No, that's not what I was implying. She's not an NPC for you to decide what she does.
Is Juicin still in this town?
Nope, he's at the other town.
He's at the other.
I gotta. You're off at who you're. It's fine.
Who?
And to be fair,
What do
it's
I
not
get?
us
What do I
again.
get for being a more explicit god? What do I get in return, players?
Let's fuck you over next time we get a plan.
We have no bargaining chips.
I can give you baked
I get to
goods.
make the next combat encounter exponentially harder.
Okay, I was offering baked goods. The last
I'll
time you
take-
did a
I'll take
combat
both.
encounter, a tree nearly murdered us.
That's true.
I did actually die. It's
All right,
fine.
I will take the offer of baked goods.
Okay, give me like
Just
5
get
days.
yeah
The bananas aren't
before next before I run next game.
Oh, that's fine. That's 2 weeks. The bananas will be done by then.
Yeah. Okay. Do not all of you storm into a house in the middle of the night and end up killing a bunch of people again.
No, without
with-
Isaac? Yeah.
Well, no, literally all of us.
You would have told
all
him
of us.
after the fact, and then
Yeah, no, given that we're being real good about telling Isaac before we go and speak to his employer, I think we will probably go and do it before we go and investigate. Like, he's gonna be so fucking sick of us real soon.
yeah, but just make sure you go talk to Isaac. That should be your first port of call, not their house.
But
Nope,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna be
just
like,
don't want
you
you to all. For the love of God, do not want you all to make this entire town a no-go zone. They're like, you just murdered one of the most prominent people in the town.
There is someone we've forgotten. We could bring Tom with us.
You left Tom. Tom is in Kresk.
Though he is, god damn it.
Damn it, Tom, you mysterious bitch.
Yep. There's me thinking we were boys after that time that we
Both nearly got murdered by a vampire together.
yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Kind of the only bonding experience that anyone's had with Tom, really.
Oh no, there was stuff before that. There was the time we
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Karth's done a decent amount of bonding with Tom if you count trying to murder him and eventually forgetting that he didn't used to exist as bonding. We're gonna go fight Lady Dimitrescu or whatever her fucking name is. And it's gonna go and her entire book club. I mean, what is the house made of? Wood? How flammable could it be? Really?
Well, let's make this very flammable house into a very.
But we will have to figure all that out next time.
God, that'd be so. Again,
Yeah, this
the
is gonna be
the
so
fucking
lame.
next session is going to be us rocking up on some poor, unsuspecting old lady and her book club friends. One of whom just made like she was making her own wine. She got like a winemaking kit from the Ravens, and she just mixed in the wrong kind of berries with it, and they're just all kind of like they're taking turns over the fucking Guzunder, just absolutely blasting ass. And we come in, they're all like sobbing, makeup where they're like, what's happening to us? We go to that person's house. Turns out the Burgomeister's wife's just doing a full misery, and he's gonna be out there like, hey, been a while since I've seen anybody. I'd get up and shake your hand, but my mom broke both my knees, so you hear about rats I allegedly murdered? Crazy story.
I was just assuming that we're going to break in and we're going to find them doing slam poetry. Be like, oh, this is fucking awkward.
We're going to find them like in full cult robes breakdancing. She's got like glow sticks. There's just they're doing some really creative shit with a washboard to make something that sounds vaguely like and we're just like, that's how the Suns took something weird. Okay, never mind. You guys have fun. You guys have fun. How did you get a smoke machine? Actually, quick question. You don't have a smoke machine. You should rent a goblin who knows prestidigitation to sit in the corner and occasionally go like.
No, they've just literally employed like a full-time smoker. His whole job is to sit in the corner and blow
like
massive
a comically
fucking
oversized like Looney Tunes cigar. He takes a big suck of it to the point where like his eyes go red and his face shrivels up a little bit, and he just goes like.
That's it. That's the very guy.
Also,
There
can I
you
say
go.
I don't know about techno, but when you said, "Oh, just playing," some techno on, it did make me think of this.
Yeah.
Specifically the Steven Seagal's version. Okay.
I love that song. What, Thunderstruck? Yeah.
Great story.
What's the story? Oh yeah, yeah. It's the only time
That is when Thunderstruck sounds at its absolute fucking tippity top best.
we were playing a game that was called it was a mixture of Thunder Drunk and Beer Pot. Where Beer Pot, the rules are you pour a bunch of beer into a pot and you pass it around a circle and drink it until, and Thunder Drunk is you drink up until you stand in the circle and you start with the person when they say Thunderstruck, you drink until the next time they say Thunderstruck. So we mixed the two and just had a beer pot going around.
Well, next time you should do it, you should use this version because that's the most country ass thing I've ever heard.
No, let's be clear. If you're gonna play,
I fucking love the Steven Seagals.
I never heard them before.
Game. You don't fuck around with Thunderstruck. What you do is you play it to Roxanne by the Police. And once that you have to stand up and drink whenever they say Roxanne, and then sit down, and the other ones have to stand up and drink when they say red light. You throw up real fucking fast.
Yeah, that was like when we were playing the Beer Pot and Thunder Drunk. Like the person got the drum solo or whatever and threw up all over the. Yeah,
I'm glad I missed out on like important formative parts of my young teenage years.
It's okay, babe. I drank on your behalf.
it was like, it's formative in the worst way possible.
Destructive.
Yeah.
I stand here
Set.
proud of my degenerate years. the drinking games and the other things were some of the most fun I've had.
I'm glad you had fun. It does not sound like it would have been fun for me, but also just everyone going around in a circle,
drinking early,
projectile
so you didn't
vomiting.
have to.
It
Well,
sounds
here's
like
the thing:
hell.
we never played a game like that.
Exactly.
Our drinking games tended to be far more complicated, like riding the bus.
Oh, ride the bus is so much fun.
It's so much fun. It can get really painful if you don't limit how many decks you use.
Why would you? That's insane that you use more than one deck.
Yeah, you just keep going, and if you go through the whole deck without getting a straight, you just pull out a new deck.
That's like someone riding a like cross-continental passenger train. That's not like
Okay, so the way it works is it starts as like kind of a normal card game, but like if you lose a hand, you have to take a drink. And then the person who loses the most hands has to ride the bus. And then what that means is they have to essentially it's a straight flush, right?
So the way that
Or is it a royal flush?
We played it differently, where you set up like it's a pyramid of cards, so it goes like from a row of 1 to a like 6, I think. And what we would do is we would say,
"Oh,
okay,
no, you're right.
Red or black," and then you flip the card over. If they don't get it right,
do a pyramid.
Then they have to go. Then they have to go back to the beginning. So if you make it to the last card, fuck it up, then you have to go.
So the way, okay, so yeah, the way we did it. No, you are right. So we didn't do a pyramid. We just had a line. I think of 7, and you had to say red or black, and you had to get them all right. And if you got them wrong, you had to go back to the beginning, and you wiped the floor. Yeah, but we just kept going. We just kept adding more decks.
It's terrible. I mean, I've only ridden the bus a couple of times, but I've been the bus driver many more times. It's so much like
we rode the bus all the time, but like we also were not like if someone wanted to stop, we just let them stop. We weren't.
Yeah, I mean, I was like hazed on my rugby team in the beginning in my freshman year, so I wasn't allowed to stop. But when I was the ruler of the game, I allowed people just to stop.
But we did. See, we did. Did we do rounds? Because we did. I remember doing red or black, but I also remember doing higher
or lower, and then there was a in between or outside if you were if you got to too many levels, like if it was in between 2 cards that you had put down or outside of the 2 cards that you put down.
Yeah. And you just kept out, yeah. But no, we let people off the bus if they wanted to get off.
Yeah, I mean, horrible.
We also didn't like. Here's the thing. Maybe it's just art kids are built different. But like, we didn't have a lot of people like horrific and vomiting everywhere. Or like, we just had people get really, really drunk, and then most of the time we all would like just go to sleep in the one person's room, and so that would be a little stinky in the morning. But other than that,
one of my fondest memories was my buddy T in college, our senior year. We drank a shit ton. Oh no, I mean this isn't bad or anything. We got really drunk one night, like 6 of us, and he had like a California King bed that he got off the street, and we all slept in his California King bed together. It was like all the biggest guys on the rugby team were sleeping in the same bed.
I mean, that's the start of a very beautiful and very R-rated story. By any other metric.
R-rated. I was just saying it's the start of a porno.
That's what I was saying, but I was just being more silly about it.
Yeah, a little more than R-rated.
Oh, right, because it goes up to X. I don't know. I don't look at the ratings on porno. I don't think
there is no porn that is rated under. Like, there's porn that's NR, not rated. But like, it's still, if it got a rating, it would be X. There's no rating under that. you go down to R, and then you have a lot of restrictions.
I don't know. Trying to make a porn that's technically PG would be really funny. Actually, no, that's just like
So-
half the
so
money
you're-
internet at this point.
I was gonna say that's like late night HBO fake
Yeah.
porn,
Uh-huh.
where they would like the girl would like go down like she's about to give a blowjob, and you just see like the very top of her head sort of bobbing, and he's doing his best impression of getting a blowjob.
I
That
got
is the
caught
closest you
so
can
many-
get to a non-X-rated porno. Is when they're not actually all of the sex acts are simulated. Yeah, you might
I
see
got-
tits, but that's
I got in
about
trouble so many times at home by my parents, like walking in on me watching that.
it.
That just means they should learn to know.
That's like I can tell you exactly what my first like getting caught in like in a compromising situation was. I had like the DVD of Van Helsing, and it had like bonus features where like they had like the women who played the vampires in like, I don't know, a bra and underwear to do like the mocap stuff. And like I just had paused it on that one part, and I just stood there in front of the TV staring at it. And my my mom walked in, and she was like, she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, the Z froze. I don't know." And she was like, "Give me that." And then she took away the DVD.
I just love the idea of you just standing like completely slack-jawed in front of like a blurry fucking VCR of like a bra and panties, and just like for like a solid 20 minutes until your mom walks in and is like, not right now.
Quite a lot of drill on the floor, but
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It was very much hunka hunka awooga.
Oh dear.
All right. It's
Do you
time.
want to flee? Or do you want to hear more about the fucking time your brother got caught watching?
No, no.
yeah, good night, team.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye,
Bye
recording.
recording.